sick of this. Get menu log on the line. We're gonna do this doggy style.
Did somebody say menu log?
Me, get delivery like a G. See, hungry dogs gotta eat. I get mines every day, every week. Chicken wings to the crib, I'm sitting in. Burger in the low-low, hope they put the pickle in. Wonton on a catamaran. Oodles and noodles, thank you, my man. Tacos to the chateau, please, did somebody say
Menu log.
private jet in the night sky? My man hand glide by with my fried rice, right? What could you not love? Bought a slice on the side of the hot tub. Ooh, what you gon' do, boo? Chocolate fondue right on cue. Even dipping in the sea. I see food, seafood sees me. MENULOG.
Somebody say menu log.
Natos Valandi menu. That always makes me hungry, mate. I tell you what. We've probably got to stop playing it, mate, because I feel like going to Villiers across the road and getting some food, or maybe some local mothers at some point, mate. They come. What's happening there?
Yeah,
I heard there's some documentary happening in.
yeah, we are. We're going to do a
mate.
documentary from there, not too far in the future. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about that that commercial.
It's a ripper track, man. I love
Just-
it, man.
Is it the Snoop Dogg element or is it the
More
food
than
element?
likely, the Snoop Dogg element for sure,
Yeah,
mate. But Yasas Pedia Kalispera, welcome from across the globe and locally. But Valandi, another massive week in sport. Oh, what's he done? He's tipped his water all over the who knows what over there.
I don't
the
even
cameras.
remember opening the water. What the fuck is it?
His wallet's gone. It's all happening, folks. But anyway, massive week in sport. I know you love a couple of items we'll discuss today, mate. Preferably the Formula 1 and V8s, because I know you love those too. We'll come back to those shortly. But let's start where my cap takes us, mate, to the NBA playoffs are now here upon us, Valandi. The playoffs are on, and tomorrow it kick-starts. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited, mate. And we had a bit of a debate on our social media about who was going to be in the finals and whatnot. But massive games, Valandi, massive games. And tomorrow morning it all starts. Utah versus Denver, Brooklyn, Toronto, Philly and Boston. Big, good matchup there. And Dallas v. the Clippers. But the big ones happen the days after that. Milwaukee versus Orlando. So Giannis will fight to try and win his first title, mate. Let's hope. And the Lakers versus Portland. That is a big matchup. Portland sneaking into the 8, Valandi. As you would have probably seen, before the bubble, they were a few games out. They were about 4 or 5 games away from Memphis. And Memphis just lost it, unfortunately, mate. And Portland sneak into the 8. And the last time Portland played the Lakers in the finals was in 2000 in the Western Conference Finals, and they lost by 7. They lost in 7 games. So I'm thinking it's going to be close, mate. I'm thinking I don't think it'll go to 7. It'll go to 6. I think Lakers win it 4-2 in that first matchup. Damian Lillard, Valandi, he is in some inspired form. In the bubble, he is the MVP in the bubble, mate, in those 8 seeding games. He's ripping it up at the moment. But I think playoff LeBron and playoff Anthony Davis are going to rip it up and bring the Lakers home in 6, mate. With the other one, it'll be Bucks 4-0 against the Magic, mate, I think, in that one there. Obviously, Shaq's not playing anymore for the Magic, mate, so they definitely not going to be...
They're not really Magic,
no,
are
Anthony Hardaway either, mate. So
They're not really Magic.
it's a 4-0 drubbing there. And I will say the Western Conference Finals will be the Lakers v. the Clippers, LA Clippers, so all Lakers Western Conference Final. And it'll be Milwaukee versus Toronto in the other one. But I'm still going with a Lakers-Bucks final, mate. I'm still standing with that at the moment. But that may change depending on further fixtures, mate.
According to a long-time listener, part-time lover, the final will consist of a Los Angeles
Clippers
teams
versus Bucks.
Yep, Clippers versus Bucks. And if that happens, then Bucks, hands down, will win the
I
championship.
hope so, man. Look, if that's the case, I want Bucks to win, obviously. But if it's Lakers-Bucks, I want the Lakers to win. But look, for Giannis, as we said, 98% sure he's got the MVP. There's a 2% chance LeBron could snatch it. But
Giannis should have the overall MVP, the league MVP, second time running.
I think 98%.
And if he makes the finals, quite possibly could make the finals MVP.
Finals MVP, and could be a championship player, a champion as well, man. How good that would be. That should have to be the first Greek, I'd suggest. No. I think there was one for the Lakers. I've got to double check that. But we'll see if any other Greeks that have won titles, mate. And we'll bring that next week. So I'll do a bit of research on that.
Yeah, but he'd be the first Greek to win all three
that's
in one season.
Mate. The hat-trick. Hat trick of NBA. But I thought it was definitely time, because I like to talk a bit about the NBA today, definitely time to speak about a few good moments in previous NBA finals and some ripper games. We'll start with Michael Jordan. Back in 1991, they called it Air Jordan 6. It was MJ's, obviously, first win. He battled against Magic Johnson and the Lakers, who were a formidable side at the time. They lost game 1, but then Jordan led the Bulls to 4 wins in a row and earned his first NBA championship and the first MVP finals MVP of his career. So that was 1991. Shaq in 2001. Shaq, remember, he had the Superman tattoo, mate, and he was ripping it up against Allen Iverson and the 76ers in 2001. He averaged 38 points, 16.7 rebounds, and 2.7 blocks per game, and nearly pulled off a quadruple double, mate. Not just a triple double, a quadruple double. 28 points, 20 rebounds, 9 assists, and 8 blocks in one game, man. Unbelievable game.
Wow.
But it doesn't beat his, was it his second or third game, mate? He had 15 blocks in one game. Do you believe that? 15 blocks in one game, the big diesel. So that was back in 2001. LeBron, 2016, Nike LeBron. King James was on a mission to bring home, as you know, the title for Cleveland. He went back home. And don't forget, Golden State won 73 games that year, and they beat the Warriors in 7 games, and that was a ripper final series, bringing home the bacon for Cleveland. And he also nearly averaged a triple-double for the series. And the win was the first professional sports title for the city of Cleveland since 1964, mate. It's a long time coming there in Cleveland. 2 more. Kobe Bryant, 2009. I don't know if you remember this, but a lot of people were saying, can he win a title without Shaquille O'Neal? Because that three-peat was, Shaq was a big influence. And he did it in 2009, mate. He kicked it off with a 40-point performance in Game 1. And the Lakers were victorious over 5 games, and he earned his first back-to-back MVP Finals award. So there you go, the Mamba, may he rest in peace. And the last one, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. You remember that bloke, mate? 1994, when Jordan retired for the first time, Hakeem Olajuwon led the Houston Rockets, and they beat Patrick Ewing. You remember Patrick Ewing? You remember the basketball player you had of him, mate? And he led the New York Knicks. He beat the New York Knicks, I should say. Olajuwon averaged 27 points and 9 rebounds while making 50% of his shots, and earned the MVP award that year too, mate. So well done to those players, the 5 players there, for dominating in those years. So this year, Valandi, as you said, I think if the Bucks win it, you know, Giannis has got it. If Lakers win it, LeBron will have, obviously, the Finals MVP. So add another piece to his collection there on the mantle. But there it is, folks. It's all starting, heating up in the NBA. We're looking forward to this, and we'll bring live feeds from our Facebook page as well. But just quickly before we get off basketball, the Lakers have been pretty bad in the bubble, mate. We did discuss this last week. But just to give you an offensive struggle list, man. So 22 teams went to Orlando. They ranked 21st and 22nd in these key criteria. 21st in points per game, 21st in assists per game, 21st in efficiency per game, 21st in total shots, 3 points. They were 22nd, and last in free throw percentage, mate. So they were bottom of the rack in those categories. Look, a lot too was with rotating the squad. As you know, the Lakers made it pretty early on. They rotated the squad, so that could tend to be that. But they need to be on their A game to beat the Portland Trailblazers, mate. And I look forward to bringing that update next week. Let's go to some football, Valandi, the European kind. Now, what's happening? Europa League semi-finals. We said that I said that Man United would win the Europa League, and again, Sevilla, man, they are formidable in Europa League. They beat Man United in the semi. The other semi will be Inter versus Shakhtar Donetsk tomorrow. So Man United are out. Now, I did have
okay.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, go on.
What are you going to say?
Are you still on Europa League?
Yeah, I was just going to say, a stat for Man United. Man United are the first club ever to lose on an FA Cup, EFL Cup, and Europa League semi-final in the same season, mate. So that's a bad trifecta to have there. Ollie is at the wheel, but they have improved and they are improving, and they will be around about there next year, Valandi, with a couple of additions, I think. So, sorry, mate. What were you going to say?
I'm really looking forward to talking about the Champions League.
Yeah, we're going to get to that, mate. Come on. Look, let's lead into it, mate. The Champions League quarterfinals are on, as you know. My favourite is PSG. They won 2-1 against Atalanta. They left it late, mate. They left it late. 2 goals in the last 3 minutes. How about this one?
Wait, hang on. Which game was that?
PSG via Atalanta.
Oh, what was the score there?
2-1.
For PSG.
Yeah, PSG won 2-1.
All right. I think what we're looking forward to is just to say, I hate to be a Barcelona fan.
I know, mate. They lost 8-2, man. That is incredible. You remember when Arsenal lost 8-2 to Man United a few years ago? But how can Barcelona? They've just fallen from grace, mate. Roma, Liverpool, now Bayern Munich, just knocking them out.
Horrible.
Mykonos FC will be proud of that. He loves Bayern Munchen, so he'll be loving that, smashing them.
Horrible.
And you know what? You know who's going to get Man of the Week this week there? Lionel Messi's going to get Man of the Week, mate. He has not stood up in the last 3
Where has he
Champions
been?
League quarterfinals.
Where has he been?
And semi, against the Liverpool. He hasn't stood up. And you know what? The coach will be sacked and Messi will be gone next year. I think he's going. I think this is his time. His time to expand his horizons, Valandi, and come to the Premier League. I think Man City should make a play for him.
There we go. Mykonos FC just said, bravo, Bayern.
There you go. Bayern Munchen. They had a lot of sauerkraut on their victory there, mate. So they celebrated with sauerkraut.
Mate, and they deserve to. They deserve to. That was phenomenal win.
Lewandowski is just a legend,
at that level of football, you should not see scores like that.
Well, especially you're talking Barcelona. They've been,
Barcelona is a team full of champions, and just to see that, no.
But yeah, folks, Messi's getting Man of the Week. I don't care. He is getting Man of the Week. He has not showed up on many occasions now, so maybe
mind
it's time.
you, ladies and gents, up until 2 minutes ago,
there
was no Man of the Week.
So that's just off the cusp, mate. There you go. So you guys, you can disagree if you like, but I think that shows he's become stagnant. He needs to move on, I think, Valandi. He's still got a couple of good years in him. I think he should expand his horizons. In the other games, Leipzig beat Atletico Madrid. But this is a big one, man. Lyon 3, Man City 1. I don't know if you saw the replay, the highlights, but Raheem Sterling, he's the Man of the Week. He is the second Man of the Week for missing a goal from about 1 metre out to put your team as 2-2. That could have been in the 88th minute. Instead, he misses that sitter. Lyon go down and score. And funny thing was, Kylian Mbappe sent a tweet.
Just hit the microphone.
Hello.
No, you've done something.
Anybody there?
There we go.
There it is. Look at
Use
that.
that
We're
one.
just swapping. What do they call these microphones? Mid presser. But mate, what is going on? Man City, they just can't. You can't buy a Champions League, unfortunately, mate. It's only skill and quality that wins Champions Leagues. They're unable to do that, unfortunately. So they're going to go out in the market and buy some more players, spend some more money to try and bring that trophy home. But as I said, I think PSG Bayern Munich final, Valandi, I reckon. So let's see how that pans out. I haven't checked the next fixture, so that could possibly be... it's Leipzig versus PSG and Lyon versus Munich. So I would say Bayern Munich versus PSG final. So that'll be a cracker. Hopefully it's a closer one than the quarter-final. What else did I have here about... No, I didn't have the Champions League. I'll come back to that later. But how's that? Arsenal signing Willian, as we said.
I know. Very exciting.
How's this? He'll be the second highest earner at Arsenal Football Club. Now, do you want to know the top 10 at the moment, Valandi?
In Arsenal?
Yeah. So 10th, Granit Xhaka, £100,000 a week. Leno, 100,000. Kolasinac, 100. Bellerin, 110. David Luiz, Krusty, 125. Pepe, 140. Lacazette, 182. Aubameyang, 200. Willian, 220. And the number one, your man, Ozil, £350,000.
Not worth it.
£350,000 for about 2 assists and a couple of goals, mate.
Not worth it. Get rid of him.
But incredible, isn't it? So to secure Willian, they had to give him a lot of money. He is a quality, Premier League player, but it is a lot of money in front of Aubameyang. But I would suggest if Aubameyang does re-sign, he'll obviously get paid more than that.
Oh, sure. You'd have to. You'd have to. Like, that guy has done wonders for Arsenal this year. He's picked up the pieces where others aren't performing. So
and they won the, as we said, the FA Cup, which is great. So there you go. A-League. It's over for LA United, mate. It is finito for them. Kalinikta, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Drawing to Melbourne City in their last game. Western United, mate. Besha Berisha. He is just firing on all cylinders, man. Taking Western United to the inaugural finals. And if they win, when are they playing? Tomorrow against Melbourne City. Wednesday, sorry. They can jump into third. Do you believe it, Valandi? They were sitting 7th before this. Could possibly finish as high as third if they beat Melbourne City.
Phenomenal.
Wednesday. So, Western United, there you go. First year. First finals, mate.
Oh, we always knew that we're going to do good.
They started well, they petered off, and then they finished off strong. So, let's see how Besha can hold his crew there. The rest of the finalists, Sydney, Melbourne City, Wellington, Brisbane Roar, Perth Glory, rounding out the top 6. LA United missing out by a point. And bottom, the Wooden Spoon, Central Coast, as we know. And now, look, who do you think? You think Sydney? I reckon Sydney would take it out, mate. When you look at form and positioning, would Sydney take it out?
I reckon they would.
Yeah.
I reckon they would, but I'd like to... You know what? As much as I can't stand them, I'd like to see Western Sydney take it.
Western Sydney not in there. Western United, you mean?
Western United. Western United.
Potentially, man. Potentially could be a Western United Sydney final. They're in, like I said, some good form. So they ended up smashing Perth too not that long ago. So, let's see what happens. They beat Sydney FC last week too. We'll see what happens there. Now, the AFL. What is going on in the AFL? Do we know what's happening with the tips, mate? We're like 27 tips in front of them, mate. What's going on
last I looked, we were about 5 ahead.
5 ahead.
Right?
We are flying.
This previous round, now, mind you, I don't even know what round we're in at the moment because there's a game every bloody night. Was there a game tonight?
We're round 12, mate.
Wait, what was the game
tonight? Richmond beat the Suns by 21 points.
Wow, there we go. And I'm pretty sure we picked the Suns.
Yeah, we got 5 out. We got Richmond. We picked Richmond. 5 out of 8 we got this week.
Oh, okay. Maybe I picked the Suns.
But we'll come to a couple of games we want to discuss in more detail. But I think a big upset was Sydney beating GWS by 41 points, man, in the first game. What happened there? Brisbane, nearly an upset there, but they were able to win by a point.
Why have you skipped the game?
I said we'll come back to those 2 games, mate.
Oh, right.
All right. I just said we'll come back to those 2 games. But Brisbane just beating them by 1 point. Melbourne smashing Collingwood by 56 points, man. Incredible result there. Your beloved team, the Blues, coming up by 4 points.
What a
kick
ripper.
After the siren, massive kick, similar to the Robbie Gray kick that they lost by.
But better.
But better because it was a tighter angle. But did you see today the report that came out that they made a mistake of where the actual free kick was supposed to be taken? So there was 2 photos of where the umpire initially said the free kick was to be taken from the 50-metre mark. And then the second one was
the game's
was
over.
Set up,
the game is over.
To the mistake. So there you go. So, but look, Carlton 5 goals, 10 wins a game. There you go, folks. It's almost like an AFLW score. But the Carlton supporters will be proud.
I have to say, quite a few of the games have really shocked me this week in terms of the score lines and the results. I mean, you've got 1 on 25, 1 on 31, a couple on 50. We've got one on 44,
33.
36, 40. Crows are just Khalia. Essendon 33. Like, what is going on? Mate. What is going on in the world now? Like, don't blame it on the shorter quarters.
The shorter quarter, it's 16 minutes off game time, mate. So it does reflect on the score. But I think a lot of teams there's just a lot of inconsistency, mate. There's a lot of games happening. The AFL's not used to playing this many games in as many days. It's not like, Champions League. It's like EPL that they're doing it, for all their life. This is different for the AFL players. Different game to sort of come up and play a couple of big games in a row. So you're seeing that. You're seeing a lot of inconsistent results, and that's why.
Do you like this festival of football?
I love it.
Game every night?
I love it, but the problem is, like I said, it creates inconsistency in the levels. As you can see.
So is this what you're going to blame Port Adelaide's results on?
No. We'll get to Port 1 second, mate. We'll get to Port and the Crows. St Kilda, 35 points. That was well received. West Coast, they could potentially be top if they win next week and get a bit of goal difference. And Tigers tonight beating Suns. Now, the Port game, I was watching it. Pretty close first half, and then Geelong absolutely destroyed them in the second half. But they lost by 10 goals, mate. Second quarter, 1-4. Game was in the balance, and they were unable to hit the scoreboard. I blame it on a couple of factors, mate. Not blame it, I'd say there's a couple of items to this. One, Tomahawk probably played the best game of his life. Tom Cleary played him the wrong way, playing him in front. The worst you can play Tomahawk is from in front, because he loves playing from behind.
I had a pork
He's not
tomahawk
even Greek, but he loves it
ago.
from behind. Hey?
I had a pork tomahawk not long ago.
Tomahawk.
Oh, my God, it was so good.
I had alpaca one as well, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, what was it, like 9.7?
But look, Tomahawk, like I said, had his best game probably for his career, I would suggest. And Port just didn't rock up. They played Richmond, obviously, a few days before that, a big game. They were up for that game, but they weren't up for this one, man. And obviously couple that with a travel to Gold Coast. Our game plan was unfortunately found out by Geelong, and Geelong deserved winners, mate. Let's not put it lightly. Port's still top though, so it hasn't affected that.
Only just by 9%.
Yeah, they've let the crowd come back now, mate, with that loss. And the Crows, wooden spoon. It's theirs for the taking. 57 points, getting smashed by the Bulldogs. Did you watch that game? I didn't get to watch it, mate. Give us a rundown, mate.
No, I watched. Maybe the second quarter, I reckon.
Yeah. It's going to take time. Valandia said 2 years, man. It's going to take a good 2 years.
Oh, look, Crows are definitely in a rebuild stage.
Possibly 3.
But what they need to do is they need to clear out. There's a lot of players and a lot of staff there that just need to go. And, I'm gonna say this on air. The first person that needs to go is, of course, Tex.
Texie.
Where's
he going to go there?
He has. You know what? I know what they're doing. They're playing him so he can get his 200 games, and then what they need to do is man up and just say thanks for your time at the Crows. Piss off.
Do you reckon he'll come to Port? Yeah.
I don't care where he goes. I don't care where he goes.
We don't need him, mate. We don't need him. But what was interesting, I don't know if you saw today, Dangerfield was saying for Brady Crouch to come down to Geelong, mate. Could they potentially do a deal for him? I
think Crouch is going to go. I honestly think they need a clear out of that team. I just think that they've all been mentally affected, and they just need to leave the West Lakes.
Well, look, like I said, it's going to take a few years. Just to the table, we're running through everything here. As I said, Port, top, Brisbane, Geelong, West Coast, St Kilda, Richmond, Collingwood, Melbourne. GWS Bulldogs on 24.2, but a lower percentage than the Ds. Most informed team at the moment, Valandia, and potentially could win the premiership. West Coast Eagles playing some good football at the moment. West Coast and I'd say West Coast Saints and Geelong have been pretty consistent this year. Port's lost a couple in the last 5, but I still think they would be there. Top 4 definitely. But I think the top 4 is pretty much where it's at now. I think Port, Brisbane, Geelong, West Coast will be top 4, and the rest will sort of fall from there. And in the bottom half, as I said, the Crows bottom. North Melbourne second to bottom on 3 wins. Then you've got 3 teams on 3 wins: Freo, Hawthorn, Sydney. Gold Coast, mate, they have they've slipped out like there's no tomorrow, mate. They are now all over the shop. Carlton, they're only one game behind Valandi, one game behind. Can they do it? Who knows? Essendon's 3 losses in the last 4 and a draw. Gold Coast is 4 losses in the last 5. So I don't see them hitting the top 8. I think it's going to be pretty much between GWS, Bulldogs, Melbourne, potentially Carlton, man, if they get a couple of wins together, trying to maybe get into that 8. But I'd probably say the 8 is pretty where it's at, bar GWS and Bulldogs. So the next few games will be crucial. Big game for Brisbane St Kilda, big game this week. Eagles, GWS would be a big game. And Melbourne and the Bulldogs will be another good game. So a few good games happening. Port's got the Hawthorn. They should beat them by at least 12 goals. And the Crows play... Who do the Crows play? Geelong.
No.
I'd say at least 120 points this week, mate.
Absolutely.
If they beat Port by 10 goals, it potentially could be a bath, man. So let's hope not for the Crow supporters, man, but you never know. Let's go. Let's change the pace. Let's get a bit of speed. Let's go to the Formula One, mate. What happened? What happened in the Formula One this week in Spain?
Can I just say,
the Spanish Fiesta?
It was a very, very boring race.
He won by 24 seconds, mate. He's got his 7th championship sewn up.
Very boring race.
Lewis Hamilton, folks, we're talking about another victory. Verstappen in between the 2 Mercedes and Bottas in 3rd. But can anyone catch him, mate? I reckon it's done and dusted, man. Wouldn't you think?
I think. Well, he's on what is he?
132. So
132
he's 37 points ahead. He's two wins ahead, without him scoring anything essentially. So Verstappen is 2nd, Bottas 3rd, Leclerc 4th. To be honest, mate, it's either him or Verstappen. I would suggest Maxi. He won it last week, but couldn't back it up this week. But yeah, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I think he's got his 7th championship, mate, and we said it at the start of the series. But
I'm looking at the wrong thing.
I don't know, mate. I think he's just too good,
Spain.
mate. He's just too good, to be honest. I would have liked to see him at Ferrari, to be honest, but what do? Can't do much about it.
Yeah.
Where was our man? Sitting 11th. Danny, he missed out on a point this week,
Well,
mate.
he qualified in 14th.
Yeah, and he came up to 11th. No points for him. Sebastian Vettel, 6 points, but the Leclerc stuff, DNF, 38 laps, mate. That's appalling, isn't it? DNF did not finish.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over at Ferrari.
Ferrari's lost, mate. I'll tell you when Ferrari lost at Valandi. Ever since they changed the rules, I don't know how long ago. It would have been at least 10, 12 years ago. When did they change all the rules? The first major rules, was it?
Yeah, but when Vettel crossed over to Ferrari, he was winning championships.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's, you know what I mean, they haven't been able to consistently back it up since the Schumacher days. Maybe potentially could have been the driver, mate, but I don't know. Let's see if they can rekindle it with some fresh faces next year. Was it Sainz, wasn't it? Carlos. Was that Carlos Santana's cousin, mate? But anyway, look, I think Hamilton's definitely got it. 7th title, man, for sure. V8. What happened? V8,
yeah,
3 races.
Interesting weekend, actually, in the
Di
V8.
Pasquale, mate. He's jumped in number 13, huh?
Race 13 was won by Di Pasquale with James
Scotty.
Courtney. James Courtney in the new Boost Mobile Ford Mustang GT came second.
Boosty Mobile.
Followed by Scott Pye. So 3 brand new people on the podium.
That's incredible, isn't it? Result, lucky 13.
Fantastic. My mate McLaughlin,
Scotty.
God don't even knows what happened to him in that race.
Where was he, like 10th or something?
No, he came like 20th in race 13. But then he came back in qualifying in race in 14 to win race 14.
He slammed it, mate.
So,
he slammed it. And then my man, Jamie, the win cupper. He cupped himself to a victory there, mate.
That was that. And then the last race 15, Scotty came second. So realistically, Scotty's the overall winner from the weekend.
Yep. And he's 101 points ahead of Win Cup in the overall championship. Do you reckon it's out of those two, mate? for the title?
Oh, look, I think Scotty will wrap it up.
You reckon he's got it?
Yeah, I think so.
Got a few races left, though.
There is a few races, but I just think that the
Mustang... The Shell V.
Yeah.
Where was Coulthard was ninth. He's sitting ninth at the moment, mate.
In the championship.
But the teams, Shell V, they're only 30 points ahead of Red Bull Racing. So potentially, Red Bull could probably win the drivers'
that's right.
teams championship because Jizzy's doing well too. So Win Cup and Jizzy are a good combo.
Van Jizzy.
As you know, Jizzy in the Cup is always a good combo, mate. So there you go. But we love all that sport, mate. How's this? You know, I love sports on this day in history, and on this day, Valandi, I went through my my Facebook memories, and it came up. I was in the San Siro last year doing a tour of the AC Milan ground, and there was a photo of me coming off the bench in my debut there. So 1 year to my debut at the San Siro there, had my my sunglasses on, my capello, and I was running onto the San Siro. So. In that spirit, I love a bit of history. And back in 2008, Michael Phelps, probably the greatest swimmer ever on this earth, apart from you.
Disagree.
Apart from you. Or you could say Kieran Perkins, mate, was
Phelps,
up there.
Phelps is not the best swimmer ever.
Who was there? Who was then? How many gold medals were there?
Never. Yeah, he was a drug addict, mate. Never ever put him as the best swimmer.
Who was the best swimmer?
Australians are the best swimmers.
You reckon?
First and foremost.
Not Chinese?
But I reckon, look, honestly, you can't say that Ian Thorpe is not the best ever swimmer. He was a machine,
Ian
that
Thorpe
guy.
Was he was a dolphin.
As much of a busty as he is, he was a bloody...
nothing wrong with busty.
A top-notch swimmer.
Look, he...
and not even my hero, Kieran Perkins, was as good.
Kizza. Do you know I beat Kieran Perkins' 1,500 metre record when I was a junior there?
Yeah, all right. No worries.
Anyway, that's another story, guys, for another day. But
just like you bet Leighton Hewitt.
I did beat Leighton Hewitt, folks.
Yep.
There you go. If you need an autograph, let me know. 2008, the USA team, Michael Phelps, Aaron Pearsall, Brendan Hansen and Janssen Lezak won the 4x100 metre redley at the Beijing Olympics in a world record. That was Phelps' 8th gold medal of the Games, and he broke Mark Spitzer's 1972 record of 7. So back in 2008, 12 years ago.
He spat on Spitzer.
He spitted it into that thing. Our man, the Central Coast Mariner, Usain Bolt, in 2003 won a world championship in the 200 metre on this day. So two superstars in their own right winning titles on this day 12 and 7 years ago. What's left, Falandi? Let me just have a quick look here because I did have something else I wanted to quickly touch on. A couple of awards in the football, the soccer. Sadio Mane, he won the PFA Fans Player of the Year this year. Kevin De Bruyne won Player of the Year in the Premier League. Trent Alexander-Arnold won the youngster, like the under-23s star. And Jurgen Klopp, Coach of the Year, mate. So
of course.
Clean sweep there for Liverpool.
Liverpool would be nothing without Jurgen.
Oh, Jurgen, mate. He is... what an awesome coach he is, mate. But... yeah, there's a lot of transfers occurring as well. As you know, it's the silly season, mates, and it looks like that Thiago has agreed a deal with Liverpool. The finer details are still happening. Thiago was part of the team that smashed Barcelona 8-2, part of the Bayern Munich team. He played the full 90 minutes, so that could be potentially a ripper signing for Liverpool. And Aubameyang, I was reading something about his contract. Hopefully, Valandi, what do you think? Is he going to sign?
Aubameyang? I reckon he'll stay.
You reckon?
Yep.
And I just saw this talking about massive scores in a pre-season game or a friendly game. Borussia Dortmund 11, Austria Vienna 2. 11-2, man, in a friendly game there. I know it's only a friendly, but ridiculous scores there. And we did mention last week the Greek player, Tsimikas, obviously signed for Liverpool and wear the number 21 shirt.
Yeah.
I've got to get my shirt now, man. Should I get a Tsimikas shirt, you reckon?
I reckon you will.
Should I get one? Have you seen the Liverpool top looks killer, though, don't you reckon? The Nike top, I think, looks pretty nice with that green liverbird colour on there.
Each to their own.
But yeah, that's it, folks. I said Mal of the Week. Valan, did you have anything to add there, mate?
Oh, no, I'm just going to add that you're another Mal of the Week.
Thank you.
You're the honorary Mal. Every week you're a Mal.
Mal of the Week, man. Always love being Mal of the Week. So,
look, the fact that you have finished sports segment with 10 minutes to go makes you a Mal.
Well, we started 10 minutes early, mate. So we still
went 30, no, we started usual time. We
still went 33 minutes, mate.
Whatever.
But, there you go, folks. Nasik Allah. There we go. They just honked at us. They want an autograph. Have a good week, mate. Look forward to the NBA Finals and the Champions League Final, Europa League Final coming up, and some more V8 Supercars this weekend. And the AFL will bring that all to you next week, mate. There you go. And we're slowly going to organise some, now that COVID is starting to find its way out of the system and restrictions are easing, we're going to have to get some sports guests on the show, Valandi, so we'll start setting that up again, right, mate. So there you go.
I'm waiting.
Wait today.
All right, thanks very much, mate. Stay tuned this week, guys. Saturday for a ripper. Hopefully we'll get it up and running. Session of the Toilet Trash Project.
Friday night, there we are. Definitely this week. Done. We are doing it all.
Perry Menu.
We've let the fans down the last couple of weeks, haven't we? Mate?
We have. It's been quite busy the last few weeks, so we're going to get back into it this week.
Get fired up. Documentary has to start coming out again.
We're going to have a look at Mother. I know we're doing a first ever documentary that's not Euros related.
Why not? There's still succulents in.
That's right.
It's
all about the succulents,
mate, and some honey.
All right, Lipon.
What honey was that you showed up before, mate?
Oh, here. This is the kids that came in before.
They're making honey now at school.
It's Nissa Meli. So Nissa is Ni is for Nico and Sa is for Sava.
I heard it's the nicer Meli out of all of them.
Well, it's not nicer. Hang on. Yeah, nicer.
It's nicer.
That's what it's called, nicer.
Nicer honey.
I'm calling it Nissa. Nicer. So Nisa. Ni for Nico and SA.
They make that here, mate.
Yeah, they made it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, from their grandfather's farm or something.
It's good.
Yeah, bravo.
There's nothing. Honey is the syrup to your soul, mate.
100% South Australian pure honey made out of mallee gum.
I was a beekeeper in Greece last year too, mate.
Anyways, on that note, guys, we're going to go to a song. Bame Mazonakis.
Yeah.